The only problem with sadness, desperateness, anger, hopelessness, anxiety, anguish, misery, the only problem is that you want to get rid of them. That's the only barrier. You will have to live them. You cannot just escape. Because they are the very situations in which life has to integrate and grow. They are the challenges of life. Accept them. They are blessings in disguise. If you want to escape from them, you somehow want to get rid of them, then the problem arises. Because if you want to get rid of something, you never look it directly. And then the thing starts hiding from you because you are condemnatory. Then the thing goes on moving deeper into the unconscious, hides in the darkest corner of your being where you cannot find it. It moves into the basement of your being and hides there. And of course, the deeper it goes, the more trouble it creates. Because then it starts functioning from your unknown corners of being and you are completely helpless. So the first thing is never repress. The first thing is whatsoever is the case, accept it and let it come. Let it come in front of you. In fact, just to say do not repress is not enough. If you allow me to say, I would like to say, befriend it. You are feeling sad? Befriend it. Have compassion for it. Sadness also has a being. Allow it, embrace it, sit with it, hold hands with it. Be friendly, be in love with it. Sadness is beautiful, nothing is wrong. Who told you that something is wrong in being sad? In fact, only sadness gives you depth. Laughter is shallow. Happiness is skin deep. Sadness goes to the very bones, to the marrow. Nothing goes so deep as sadness. So don't be worried. Remain with it, and sadness will take you to your innermost core. You can ride on it. And you will be able to know few new things about your being that you had never known before. Those things can be revealed only in a sad state. They can never be revealed in a happy state. Darkness is also good, and darkness is also divine. The day is not only God's, the night is also His. This attitude I call religious. Just be yourself, whatsoever the pain of it, and whatsoever the suffering of it, let it be so. First experience it in its total intensity. It will be difficult. It will be heart-rending. You may start crying like a child. You may start rolling on the ground in deep pain. Your body may go through contortions. You may suddenly become aware that it is not only in the heart that the pain is, it is all over the body. That it is aching all over. That it is painful all over. That your whole body is nothing but a pain. If you can experience it, this is of tremendous importance. Then start absorbing it. Don't throw it away. It is such a valuable energy. Don't throw it away. Absorb it, drink it, accept it, welcome it, feel grateful to it, and say to yourself, this time I'm not going to avoid, this time I'm not going to reject, this time I'm not going to throw it away. This time I will drink it, receive it like a guest. This time I will digest it. It may take few days for you to be able to digest it, but the day it happens, you have stumbled upon a door which will take you really far, far away. A new journey has started in your life. You are moving into a new kind of being. Because immediately the moment you accept the pain with no rejection anywhere, its energy, its quality changes. It is no more pain. In fact, one is simply surprised. One cannot believe. It's so incredible. One cannot believe that suffering can be transformed into ecstasy, that pain can become joy. Just be yourself. Whatsoever the pain of it, and whatsoever the suffering of it, let it be so. First experience it in its total intensity. It will be difficult. It will be heart-rending. You may start crying like a child. You may start rolling on the ground in deep pain. Your body may go through contortions. You may suddenly become aware that it is not only in the heart that the pain is, it is all over the body. That it is aching all over. That it is painful all over. That your whole body is nothing but a pain. If you can experience it, this is of tremendous importance. Then start absorbing it. Don't throw it away. It is such a valuable energy. Don't throw it away. Absorb it, drink it, accept it, welcome it, feel grateful to it, and say to yourself, this time I'm not going to avoid, this time I'm not going to reject, this time I'm not going to throw it away. This time I will drink it, receive it like a guest. This time I will digest it. It may take few days for you to be able to digest it, but the day it happens, you have stumbled upon a door which will take you really far, far away. A new journey has started in your life. You are moving into a new kind of being. Because immediately the moment you accept the pain with no rejection anywhere, its energy, its quality changes. It is no more pain. In fact, one is simply surprised. One cannot believe. It's so incredible. One cannot believe that suffering can be transformed into ecstasy, that pain can become joy. The third question: what is the deactivation process of the law of necessity and the activation process of the law of power? Anurag, the law of necessity means you are unconscious. You are functioning like a robot. Only then the law of necessity applies. So if you want to deactivatize the law of necessity, the only way is to become more aware, more alert. De-automatize your activities. Walking, walk with awareness. Eating, eat with awareness. In the beginning, it is very difficult because you have always lived in unconsciousness. You walk mechanically. Bring awareness to walking. And to bring awareness to walking, few things will be needed. One, don't walk at the usual pace you walk. Go slower. Go as slow as you can. Because if you go slower than you usually go, your old habit cannot persist. You are bringing something new in it, and the body will have to get adjusted. It will take time, and that time can be used to become aware. If you smoke cigarettes, go very slowly. Take time. Take the packet of the cigarettes very slowly from your pocket. As slowly as possible. Be in slow motion. And then slowly take a cigarette out, very slowly, as if you have no energy. And you are bound to be aware. Then tap the cigarette on the pocket. As slowly as possible, that you are almost dead. And go on doing it for a longer time. Then very slowly put it in your mouth. Then wait. Don't be in a hurry. Then bring your lighter. And the same is slow. Take time. Smoke one cigarette in 1 hour. And you will be surprised how much awareness arises in you. And you will be also surprised to know the moment you lose awareness, you fall back into the old fast motion. Slow down. That's the whole process of vipassana. In vipassana, you have to do 2 kinds of meditation. One is sitting, zazen. Another is walking. Walk slowly. It can be done in any way. Just breathe very slowly. And breathing becomes a meditation. Let your hand move very slowly from one side to the other. And you will be aware. Make your activities de-automatize. And the more aware you are, the more the law of necessity starts disappearing. And when there is no law of necessity functioning, the other law functions automatically on its own accord, the law of power. It is said, one day a great astrologer who was coming back from Kasi, he has been learning astrology for 20 years in Kasi. He has become very famous. Now he is going back to his hometown. Passing a river, on the soft, wet sand, he saw few footprints. He could not believe his eyes. Those footprints can only be of a man who is the ruler of the whole world. That's what his astrological books had been telling him for 20 years. The ruler of the whole world has a special name in India. He is called Chakravartin, whose rule is on all the 6 continents. What a Chakravartin is doing in this poor village, naked, barefooted, in the hot sun, on the bank of this small and dirty river. Impossible. A great doubt arose in the astrologer. Are my books wrong? He studied the footprint very well. All the symptoms are there. He followed those footprints in search of this man, and he came across Buddha sitting under a tree. Now there was even more difficulty. The man looked like a great emperor. His grace, his beauty, and the silence that surrounded him, and the festivity that was around. Just by his presence, the tree was glowing. The rock he was sitting on was glowing. He is a Chakravartin, but he looks like a beggar too, with a begging bowl. He fell in the feet of Buddha and asked, "You have puzzled me very much. Should I throw my books? 20 years I have wasted. Can I see at your feet?" He looked at Buddha's feet and he said, "No, it is absolutely certain. You should be a Chakravartin, the greatest emperor in the world, the emperor of emperors. What are you doing here? I don't even see a servant around you. And what is this begging bowl? And these old clothes you are wearing? Are you a beggar?" Buddha laughed and he said, "Don't throw your books. They are right. But they are right only to the people, for the people who live under the law of necessity. Those who live unconsciously. Once a person becomes conscious, he goes beyond astrology and astrological predictions. Then the law of necessity no more applies to him. Then he is part of the infinite power. Then he is part of a God. He is a God. He lives in a totally different way. You cannot predict him. He is unpredictable. Don't throw your books. You will not come across a man like me again in your life. Don't be worried. It rarely happens. Very rarely it happens that a person is born as a Chakravartin. Very rarely it happens that a person becomes a Buddha. And of course, absolutely rare it is the case when a Chakravartin becomes a Buddha. Chakravartin in itself is rare. Buddha in itself is rare, and the combination of a Chakravartin becoming a Buddha is absolutely rare. You will not come in this life across a person, or in many lives. So don't be worried. I am an exception, and exception proves the rule. You can follow your books, you can take your books, and you will always be right. This is only once that you have been wrong. Become conscious, Anurag. More conscious you are, more you are beyond prediction. Then you live each moment in freedom. Power means freedom. Power means free from the past karma. Power means you are no more dominated by the past. The past has no more power over you. Your each moment is free from the past moment. Your each moment is fresh, young, virgin. You live it in total freedom. But it never creates a bondage for the moment that will be following it. Your each moment remains unpolluted, pure, crystal clear. And to live in the law of necessity is to live in bondage. That's what is meant by samsara, the bondage, imprisoned. That is the whole meaning of the law of karma. In fact, the idea that Pythagoras got of the law of necessity is from the law of karma. That is his way of expressing it. The law of karma says whatever you have done in the past is still dominating you. You are possessed by the dead past. You are manipulated by the dead past. Whatsoever you have done yesterday has become a pattern, a structure, character, and you are simply repeating it today. By repeating it, you will be enforcing it. Tomorrow, it will become stronger, and day after tomorrow, more stronger. And life after life, if you go on repeating a certain thing, it creates grooves in your mind. And then it becomes absolute necessity. You simply live like a robot. Gurdjieff used to say that man is a machine. It is true. Unless you become a Buddha, you are a machine. What the word Buddha means? Buddha means one who is awakened, aware. Become aware. The man of awareness has no character. You will be surprised. I say the man of awareness is characterless. Not in the sense that you give to the word characterlessness, but in a totally different sense. He is characterless because he has no past to dominate, no structure, no pattern. He is pure freedom. He is innocent. He responds to the moment with no ready-made responses. Because if a response is ready-made, it is not a response at all. It is a reaction. He mirrors the moment as it is. And in that mirroring, he acts. The unconscious person reacts. The conscious person acts. And if you can act consciously, totally in the moment, you don't create any karma. You don't create any structures. You always remain free. You always go on moving beyond the past. You go on slipping out of the past like a snake slips out of the old skin. Then life has tremendous beauty. Because then there is power. And it is not your power. So there is no question of any ego trip. Ego comes from the past. It is part of the law of necessity. Ego is your character, good or bad. But ego is the prison that keeps you in bondage. Ego arises out of your whole past. Just think for a moment, if you had no past, who are you? Suddenly, the whole edifice of the ego collapses. The man of power is not really powerful in his own right. He is just a vehicle for the power of a God. He has no claims. He simply functions as a representative of the whole. He is utter freedom, utter joy. He knows no boundaries. He is infinite. Space and time are no more relevant to him. He is beyond space, beyond time. That is the meaning of being enlightened. Disappearing as a character, disappearing as a person, disappearing as an ego, and becoming one with the whole. Unio mystica. That mystic union, and you are no more there. And God is power. The bridge from necessity to power is consciousness. Anurag, become more and more conscious in whatsoever you are doing. And it is your birthright to enter into the world of power, into the radiant world of power, luminous world of power. How to start the journey? Become more alert about your actions, about your relationships, about your movements. Whatsoever you do, even an ordinary thing like walking on the street, try to become alert. Try to take steps with full awareness. Buddha used to say to his disciples, when you take the right foot, remember, now this is the right foot. When you take the left, remember, now this is the left. When you breathe in, remember that now I am breathing in. When you breathe out, remember that now I am breathing out. Not that you have to verbalize it. Not that you have to say in words that I am breathing in. Just becoming alert that now the breath is going in. I am saying to you, so I have to use words. But when you are becoming alert, you need not use words. Because words are like smoke. Don't use words. Just feel the breath going in and filling your lungs, then being emptied. Just watch. And soon you will come to a recognition, a great recognition, that it is not simply breathing that goes in and out. It is life itself. Each breath in is life infusing its energy in you. Each breathing out is a short death. With each breath, you die and you are reborn. Each breath is a crucifixion and a resurrection. And when you will watch it, you will come to know a beautiful feeling of trust. When you breathe out, there is no certainty that you will be ever able to breathe in again. What is the certainty? Who has guaranteed it? Who can guarantee it? That you will be able to breathe in again. But somehow a deep trust. You know that I will breathe again. Otherwise, breathing will become impossible. If you become so afraid that who knows, if I lose my breath out and if I go through this small death, what is the certainty that I will be able to breathe in again? If I can't breathe then it is better not to breathe out. Then you will die immediately. If you stop breathing out, you will die. But a deep trust exists. That trust is part of life. Nobody has taught you. When the child starts walking for the first time, a tremendous trust exists in him that he will be able to walk. Nobody has taught. He has just seen other people's walk, that's all. But how he can come to a conclusion that I will be able to walk? He is so tiny. People are so big, giants, compared to him. And he knows that whenever he stands, he falls down. But still he tries. Trust is inbuilt. It is in your every cell of life. He tries. Many times he will fall. He will try again and again and again. And one day, trust wins over. Starts walking. If you watch your breath, you will become aware of a deep layer of trust. A subtle trust in life. No doubt, no hesitation. If you walk and walk alert, by and by you will become aware that you are not walking. You are being walked by. That's a very subtle feeling that life is moving through you, not that you are moving. When you feel hungry, if you are aware, you will see life is feeling hungry within you, not you. Becoming more alert will make you conscious of the fact that only one thing you have got that you can call mine, and that is witnessing. Everything else belongs to the universe. Only witnessing belongs to you. But when you become aware of witnessing, even the idea of being I is dissolved. That too does not belong to you. That was part of darkness, part of the clouds that had gathered around you. In the clear light, when the sky is open and the clouds had disappeared and the sun is bright, there is no possibility of any idea of being I. Then simply witnessing is nothing belongs to you. That witnessing is the goal of the journey. How to start the journey? Start becoming more and more a witness. Whatsoever you do it with deep alertness. Then even small things become sacred. Then cooking or cleaning become sacred. They become worship. It is not the question what you are doing. The question is how you are doing it. You can clean the floor like a robot, a mechanical thing. You have to clean it, so you clean it. then you miss something beautiful. Then you wasted those moments only in cleaning the floor. Cleaning the floor could have been a great experience. You missed it. The floor is cleaned, but something that could have happened within you has not happened. If you were aware, not only the floor, but you would have felt a deep cleansing. Clean the floors full of awareness, luminous with awareness. Work, or sit, or walk, but one thing has to be a continuous thread that make more and more moments of your life luminous with awareness. Let the candle of awareness burn in each moment, in each act. The cumulative effect is what enlightenment is. The cumulative effect, all the moments together, all small candles together, become a great source of light.